Hey champions, I hope you're doing good today. I have a huge win. I finally finished off all the July Patreon packages and I'll be shipping those out today. So expect yours in the next few days. Uh, and for the people who get theirs normally through snail mail, so that's anyone who's at the base level, so the $10, $20 level, and you get yours through the mail. It's gonna take a little bit longer. It might take up to a week, but it should be arriving soon. I'll be dropping those off today, so I'm really excited about that. Also, eat more bark to everyone who's celebrating. I hope you have a wonderful day and that you eat a lot and that you enjoy yourself. So today's video, I'm going to be focusing on two different card spotlights. I'm going to be looking at Chiasmodon, and I'm also going to be looking at Sacred Ground. These are different requests that came out from different players. So I thought it'd be good. Let's just tackle both of them because what I want to talk about Chiasmodon, kind of small, not a whole lot to talk about there. But I thought I would insert that in. And then Sacred Ground, I have a little bit more of a backstory. A lot of the cards in beta have more of a backstory on them than the stuff, especially coming into Raise. And so let's throw Chiasmodon up on screen here. So the story behind Chiasmodon, Lionel was trying to design a new card. We were trying to find a fun way to make Resurrect Beckon work, and different ways we could push the mechanic. And we were doing some research, and we came across this creature called the Black Swallower Fish, and it looks absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna put an image of it on the screen, but it looks really crazy. So I want you to prepare yourself for that. So this beast of a fish can swallow a lot more than its body size because of this expandable stomach. And the thing that really drew us to this is, well, that mouth looks terrifying, and the fact that its stomach is kind of transparent. So the idea with Chiasmodon was, if we took that, turn it more into a frog. So this is the black swallowfish. You can imagine it a little bit closer to like the tadpole version, and then turn it into an actual frog, and then having this transparent stomach that you could see through and see the monster that, or the summon that the Chiasmodon had consumed. And I really liked the concept. And I think it was Mario who did the artwork for this. He did an absolutely amazing job and really nailed this piece. The other thing I want to talk about is how to play this card. I'm not claiming that I have the best deck style out there. There's a lot of different options. It's a really, really great card, but I know a lot of people are held back because of its Resurrect Beckon ability. Don't let that hold you back. The cost on the Resurrect Beacon is definitely worth it. It's just such a solid card. I recommend running it with Call to the Bones. And the way I would use Call to the Bones is pulling up a lot of Skeleton Warriors and running them into combat. Force your opponent to exert their summons to kill the Skeleton Warriors, and then that allows you to have an opening to beckon your Chiasmodon right within range of a summon who's not going anywhere for the rest of this round. So next round, that summon's going to be where it is. You take the Chiasmodon, take a step back or to the side or wherever, and then drain off of that summon, because then you get this kind of set up shot. So the Chiasmodon's really powerful. It just takes a little preparation, but you can get a lot out of it if you do it really well. All right. Next thing I'm going to talk about is Sacred Ground. So Sacred Ground was, the artwork here was a little bit closer to my vision for how Vadhis was going to be. Vadhis was originally going to be religious zealots, and in a way they still are in that space, but the idea was a lot more grounded in the sense of religion. So the way Vadhis now is, the king follows the angels and everyone follows the king. So that has a different spin than what we thought before. Sacred Ground was this idea of a temple that was created to worship some ancient entities and some we call them the Ancient Ones in behind the scene. And you have the Ancient Ones. The Sacred Ground was created to worship that space. And this card, another thing about it was functionally different in alpha. And when it got moved to beta, it was technically, the alpha version would have been a quick build. It was actually you play Sacred Ground on. Actually, it wasn't even quick build. It was you can place Sacred Ground anywhere on the arena. It didn't matter if that spot was occupied or unoccupied. You could just create Sacred Ground anywhere. And this allowed you to, at swift speed, drop Sacred Ground right underneath you and start preventing damage. Or drop it underneath the summon and start preventing damage. When we moved to beta, I wanted to standardize the way the create mechanic worked. So that's why it got shifted. And it went from a heavily played card to just not played at all. And despite that, it was still one of the few alterations that had quick on it. I think Sacred Ground and Treacherous Terrain are the only ones from Alpha and Beta that had quick added to it. One thing I want to add that's a little bit of flavor, because I know the person who requested this, Andrew, he's going to love knowing this. But Sacred Ground, this soldier that's in the artwork actually shows up another time in beta, and that's on Hinge. This is supposed to be the exact same soldier that's on Sacred Ground, but now they've been afflicted by this mental disease that's driving them insane. So the face is a lot more wild. The hair is down compared to like a soldier like Braid, but you still have the Vodhis symbol in the background. And that's one of the big things, is that why would a Chaos card have Vodhis symbol on it? And that's supposed to be your indicator that these two characters are exactly the same. The original artwork was a lot crazier. The sword was also slicing her arm, and you had blood kind of spearing everywhere. We tailed that back because we're still trying to figure out what tone we wanted for the game. All right, that was kind of the two things I wanted to cover when it came to breaking down these two cards. Sacred Ground, I know right now doesn't see a whole lot of play, but we're looking at making a more playable version of it to come in a future set, because Sacred Ground just kind of became obsolete because of the evolution of the game. And now we are trying to find a new version of it that could become more playable, more functional as the game kind of grows. But if you've tried Sacred Ground, maybe you have a strategy that I wasn't thinking of. And same with Chiasmodon. I really, really love Chiasmodon. I think it does not see enough play for Genesis, and I think there's a lot of opportunities to make it into a really, really great heavy hitter summon. So if you have ideas for that, leave your comments, and I'd love to know, what are you planning to do with these? How are you going to push these cards a little bit further? Is there anything else I should be covering? Is there another card you would like to see me cover the lore on, or cover or combo strategies around? Anything like that, let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great day, and eat more. Bye.